welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be dealing with a new feature on the Echo that was mentioned in the June roundup on the A-Lady blog, and that is sharing video with your contacts. But before we get into that in any sort of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again, and welcome back to the Echo Tips podcast. As I mentioned earlier today, we're going to be dealing with sharing video with your contacts. That's right. So you, of course, know that you can do a video call using an Echo with a supported camera and screen, such as the Echo Show line of devices we've discussed recently, the 5, 8, 10-inch, and the like. But now you can even share little video clips with friends and contacts. So we're going to discuss that today. Before I do that, I'd like to welcome our new listeners to the Echo Tips podcast. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and it's a pleasure to have you with us here today. And you'll find that our episodes are little nuggetized episodes where we try to feature new things you can do on your Echo, or sometimes revisit the goodies that some people didn't know about, might have fallen into the ether, as it were. For our returning listeners, we'd like to welcome you back as well, and because of both of you, we're about to break 70,000 listens to our episodes, and we're coming up on completing 3 years of episodes, so it's pretty amazing. So we really appreciate your support. At the end of the episode, we'll mention how you can reach out to us with ideas, suggestions, maybe troubleshooting things, and the like. All right, so let's delve right into this topic. So this is mentioned in the June A-Lady blog off of Amazon's official website, where they do a monthly roundup of new features and things that have rolled out. And this is dealing with sharing video. So of course you can do this straight from an Echo Show, but I will add that you can also do it from the A-Lady app. If you're on an iOS device, that's basically an Apple device, a tablet or smartphone, and you can also do it from an Android device if you have the A-Lady app installed on there. And, well, I'll mention that right now. It mentions here that you can actually record a video with your smartphone, tablet, or the like, then go into your photo, video viewer app, whatever that may be, hit the share button, and say share it to the A-Lady app, and it will just pop up in the app, assuming you've updated your app recently. And then it'll prompt you, which contact would you like to shoot that video to? So that's one way you can do it, straight from your tablet or smartphone. But I think more than likely we're going to be wanting to do it straight from our A-Lady device that we use to do video conferences and the like. And so that's probably what we're most likely going to do. So I'm going to demonstrate that here. And I didn't find it super easy. It mentions here in the blog that after you've recorded it, you should be able to just say share it with a contact. I've tried the phrase A-Lady share video, A-Lady share, and I just don't get any good responses. Or I'll say A-Lady share video to, Peggy Sue, and it doesn't seem to quite respond. So the nomenclature may vary a little bit. You may want to do some digging into this, but I did figure out a way to kind of make it all work. And so I thought I'd share that with you. And of course, this is Bleeding Edge. It just came out a couple weeks ago and is mentioned in the blog that's probably not even a week old. So, okay, so let's give this a try. And so I'm going to subject my mother to some of my videos today. All right, so let me turn the ears on my Echo. By the way, if you have an Echo in hearing distance of me that you don't want me to trigger, you might want to shut its ears off. That way I'm not triggering a video session at your house. That might be no bueno. So anyway, I'll give you a second to do that. I'm going to turn the ears back on mine, and I got the volume cranked up pretty good. I don't have it mic'd properly per se, but I don't, for this kind of session, I don't think it's probably terribly important. Okay, so I got the ears back on mine. All right, so this is the command. Alexa, record video.
When you're done, ask me to stop or hit the stop button.
Okay, it's ticking down. Hey, howdy, it's David sending you a message this morning. So here's a joke for you. Why does Spock not like pie? Why does Spock not like pie? Because pie is irrational. Alexa, stop.
Saving to Amazon Photos.
Okay, so now it's doing the saving.
Hey, howdy, it's David sending you a message.
And it does a little replay here. All right, so we'll just fast forward through that a little bit. Okay, so now after it does the playback to you, it gives you these options on screen, and you could even turn on voice view if you wanted, basically prompting you, do you want to do something else with video, like make another recording, take a picture, different features that are built into the show by default. Now at this point, you could try and say, but I failed to have any success to share the video. But what I would do is say, Alexa, open photo albums.
Here are your photo albums. 3. Recent photos. 3. Recent photo. 5 photos.
Alexa, share this photo.
To whom?
Rita Ward.
All right. I've shared this with Rita.
Because pie is irrational.
Okay, so that gives you a little idea. It was a little troublesome there, so let me shut the ears off of my echo here so you can hear me. I don't trigger here. So, little flaky. I hope they work that out a little bit better, but basically after you make the initial recording, you don't want to necessarily make another recording. So at that point, you can tell the A lady to open photo albums. That's the easiest way I've discovered so far. And after that, you can get the photo, and you'll see different categories of albums that you can touch on screen, like most recent photos, based on location, whatever. I just hit the one that said most recent. And then right there, I could even verbally navigate and say next, 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 till I get to the one that shows a video. Now, they don't do a full video playback on the device, probably because it's limited resources, but they'll show like a GIF of you doing the video. So like little animations. And so you can probably spot which video was the most current. And you would imagine the most current is probably going to be near the front of the list. And at that point, you can just tell her, A lady, share picture. And ironically, that's probably not the best nomenclature because it's a video. But share picture. And then it'll prompt you who to share it to. And in this case, I said my mother's name, who has an echo with a screen on it. And it shared the video, and you might have even heard a clip of it trying to do a little bit of playback there, what the video looked like. So, and if you wanted to check the video, make sure it was the right one, you could say, A lady, play, or you could hit the play button on screen. So it gives you a little bit of idea. It's a little kludgy still, and I'd like to see them, a little more smarts, where I could just say, A lady, share a video, and it automatically defaults to most recent video. Or A lady, share the most recent picture or video. Some kind of phrase like that might be a little easier. And that may be built in, and maybe my echo is just being a little kludgy today. I'm not too sure. So one real quick note here that I'm adding back in post-production, and that is I did discover that when the video is playing back the sample of the recording that you just made, if you give the command at that exact moment while it's doing playback, say, A lady, share picture, you will get the appropriate prompt to share it with one of your contacts. However, if you wait till the end of the playback where you get that menu that I described, it won't work at that point. So just thought I'd give you guys that little quick tip. Might be pretty useful in certain situations. Maybe even, me as an instructor, maybe sharing something with somebody or the like. So anyway, that brings this episode to a close. We appreciate your listenership. If you'd like to reach out to us with any thoughts or comments, please do so on Facebook or Twitter at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And we really appreciate it. If you appreciate our program, just shoot us a holler out and say, hey, thank you, we appreciate it. Any kind of feedback is always good. Or you can go into the podcast player of your choice and just, give us a thumbs up, give us a 5-star, leave a comment, something like that as well. We'd appreciate that as well. All right, well, until next time, it's time to turn the ears on your Echo back on. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. Send those videos out to your contacts and friends. And we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.